This is Business Report Nigeria, brought to you by your digital First Pan-African News Network, TOS TV. I am Ruel Penao. The federal government of Nigeria confirmed the return of fuel subsidy, and the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency (PPPRA) fixed the pump price of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, at 212 naira 61 kobo per litre for the month of March. The new price is supposed to commence from March 1st and run till March 31st, 2021. On the other hand, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has insisted that petrol depot price will not change in March. According to earlier reports, the PPPRA confirmed that fuel subsidy actually officially returned in February 2021, as the actual pump price of petrol for February was between 183 naira 74 kobo and 186 naira 74 kobo per litre. This means that the federal government paid an average of 16 naira per litre for petrol in that month. Reports from the Central Bank of Nigeria show that in January, currency in circulation in the country dropped from 2.9 trillion naira to 2.83 trillion naira. In its November monthly economic report, the banking regulator said that majorly currency outside depository corporations and transferable deposits propelled growth in monetary liabilities at the end of the review period. Other than shares, security plummeted by 28.9%, and this is attributed to the low demand for CBN bills due to relatively low yields. Narrow money supply M1 expanded by 9.3%. Net foreign assets and domestic claims grew by 27.5% and 7.4% respectively. And the CBN stated that it employed the accounting statistical withdrawals and deposits approach to compute the currency in circulation in Nigeria by tracking the movements in currency in circulation on a transaction-by-transaction basis. A large and increasing proportion, of the Nigerian currency outside the commercial banking system is held by the general public, who hold a lot of the new banknotes. According to a statement from Royal Dutch Shell given on Thursday, March 11th, the volume of crude oil spills caused by sabotage in Nigeria's oil-rich delta dropped by 40% in 2020 to 1,400 tons. The total number of major spills caused by theft and sabotage dropped as well to 122 incidents in 2020 from 156 incidents of the previous year. The United Kingdom government has assured Nigeria of its support in its inclusive digital economic agenda. This is to promote the growth of technology ecosystem and close the digital divide in the country. The British Deputy High Commissioner to Nigeria in Lagos, Ben Llewellyn-Jones, at a technical conference on digital inclusion for undeserved and served communities and persons living with disabilities, PLWDs, said, and I quote, "Our focus is on supporting a sustainable and resilient recovery across Nigeria. Tech has the ability to help us tackle some of the greatest social challenges of our time, and to drive this growth, Nigeria needs a combination of increased access to faster and better quality internet connectivity infrastructure, an upskilled tech talent pool, a vibrant startup ecosystem, access to investment and partnership opportunities, both regionally and internationally. The priority of the federal government is to develop strategy and policy to provide an enabling environment to support the private sector in bridging the digital divide." There is more coming up on Business Report Nigeria. I will be back after the short break. The Federal High Court in Kaduna has ordered the remand of Colin Samuel, who allegedly represented himself as an American citizen, Ashley Cooper, affected by COVID-19, and then obtained $8,000 in pandemic unemployment assistance, PUA, from Virginia, United States. Wilson Uwujaren, spokesperson for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, has said the trial judge, P. Malong, ordered the defendant to be remanded in the commission's custody on one count of impersonation and obtaining by false pretense. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the charge. He redeemed the $8,000 benefit through Bitcoin wallet addresses he got from various cryptocurrency traders, according to investigations. The judge remanded the defendant in the custody of the EFCC and adjourned till March 18 for hearing of bail application. The Nigeria Labour Congress's Kogi State chapter gave the state government on Wednesday 10th March a 12-day ultimatum to resume negotiations with it on the new 30,000 naira minimum wage or face an industrial action. Mr. Onu Edoka, state chairman of the union, gave this announcement and said the ultimatum became necessary because the state government had been reluctant about the payment of the new minimum wage and workers' patience on the issue had been exhausted. He also urged the state government to stop paying salary in percentages to local government workers and ask for cash backing for all promotions in the state civil service in interest of justice and equity. Okondro-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Organization, has urged Nigeria to tread carefully concerning unfavorable bilateral trade agreements with rich countries and embrace multilateral trade agreements through the World Trade Organization to be at an advantaged position in global trade. She said, and I quote, "The World Trade Organization is important because it provides a forum for multilateral trade. So what else has Nigeria got to do and African countries have to do so that we do not enter into a lot of bilateral trade relationships with rich countries where we will be at a disadvantage? We must bring them to the multilateral negotiation table at the World Trade Organization, Nigeria included." Leaders of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, and the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, have said the manufacturing sector has still not recovered from the shocks it suffered from the pandemic. Now, while they confirmed most of their members did benefit from the 1 trillion naira disbursed by the federal government to refuel the economy, they lamented that the serious decline in consumption of goods by households, increase in production costs, closure of companies and job losses has had a negative impact on the sector. Manufacturing capacity utilization edged up to 53.7% from 43.2% recorded in the first half of the year, indicating 8.5% point increase over the period and declined by 5.74% compared with 59.44% recorded in the corresponding half of 2019. There is more coming up on Business Report Nigeria. I will be back after the short break. Reports from the Nigerian Telecommunications Commission state that deposit money banks owe telecommunications companies 42 billion naira for services provided by the mobile network operators through the Unstructured Supplementary Service Data (USSD), according to the Executive Vice Chairman NCC, Professor Umar Dambata. This has been an issue over time, and it is expected that the telcos will recoup their investments in order to continue to expand the service. Dambata said the telecommunications firms could not withdraw their services to the banks, so to address the situation, the NCC would soon engage the DMBs to ensure that the matter was resolved. The House of Representatives set up an ad hoc committee to investigate stolen crude oil valued at 5 trillion naira. To this effect, the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, was questioned. At the investigative hearing, the management of NNPC and the lawmakers disagreed over the alleged non-remittance of 5 billion naira accrued from crude sales between 2005 and 2019, as the chairman of the committee, Peter Akpatason, took note of the irregularities in the various documents submitted by NNPC and other agencies. In response, Kyari argued that between 2015 and 2021, there was significant decline in the losses that were suffered in terms of other things or vandals in the country, and the NNPC was willing to share relevant data on the corporation's transactions with the panel, including those that were yet to be submitted. The Securities and Exchange Commission is bothered about the increasing debt service of the country and have called it an economic threat. Regardless of this, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has insisted that the government had to borrow to finance the budget deficit and build infrastructure required for creating an enabling environment. In January, Nigeria spent about 2 trillion naira on debt servicing payment from January to September 2020, and at the 5th annual budget budget seminar of the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, stated that shocks to commodities were affecting revenue generation. According to the Commission, total public debt has increased from 5.2 trillion naira in 2010 to over 32 trillion naira in 2020. Nigeria's budget had more than doubled in the last 10 years, while the country's deficit had increased several folds, yet the federal government's economic recovery and growth plan projections were largely unmet. The minister stated that Nigeria needed to spend more now on infrastructure and other capital projects as the benefits of spending resulted in Nigeria coming out of recession after 2 quarters of negative growth recently. And on that note, we end Business Report Nigeria. Thank you for watching. Do follow us on social media at TOS TV Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at TOS TV Network. I am Ruel Penao.